Yes, the EU are introducing a new directive to lower the sulphur emissions level for what is termed the SECA region, the Sulphur Emission Control Area, which will cover the English Channel, the North Sea, the Baltic and the Skagerrak. So quite a large area with a high volume of shipping coming into northeastern Europe. It's currently under a 1% emission limit, and that in January 2015 will be reduced to 0.1%, a significant change. Ship owners have got 3 or 4 compliance strategies. The majority of them at the moment are using heavy fuel oil, and that contains significant sulphur emissions. They can fit a scrubber, which is a relatively low-cost solution in terms of capital expenditure. The operating expenditure has one unknown, which is the cost of disposing from the waste from the scrubbers. It is expected that quite a lot of ship owners might switch to marine gas oil, which is available as a low-sulphur fuel, but the market for this is quite thin, prices are already high, and with a number of ship owners switching, that might push prices much higher in such a market with low volumes. LNG creates an interesting opportunity. It would satisfy the emissions control, and it is a relatively low-cost fuel. So it is expected by many commentators that this is going to be a significant strategy for many, many ship owners. The AF group, and particularly AF Mercados, we have a wide number of projects running on gas and LNG. One project that you refer to is one that we completed last year. It was a major study financed by the 10T programme of the European Union and co-financed by the Danish Maritime Agency. And with a number of industry contributors who supported the work, both ports, shipping lines, ship operators. So a major piece of work. The report is available on the website of the Danish Maritime Agency and comprises a main volume and maybe 15 substantial appendices. So a significant body of work. And this looked at the feasibility of a network of LNG filling stations, as they were termed, really bunkering ports around the North Europe coastline, which would support and encourage the conversion of shipping to LNG. It is one part of the equation for ship owners to convert to the use of LNG. They need to be sure that bunkering facilities are available at the ports that they need to visit at the times when they need to visit them. So this study looked at the technical aspects, the regulatory aspects, and a lot of the economic and financial aspects that would need to be addressed to see that network of bunkering stations evolve in Europe, northeastern Europe, over the next 15 years. I expect that at some point the sulphur emissions are going to be restricted. We've seen it in Northern Europe, you've seen it around the coasts of the USA, you're seeing regions developing in the Far East. You'd have to think it's strange for the Mediterranean to be exempted. One of the reasons that there's considerable interest around the Baltic region is that the gas grid is not present in Sweden, much of north and western Finland. There are areas of the Mediterranean where the gas grid is not present, and yet the economics of providing LNG to land-based customers as a very cost-effective solution and an alternative to LPG, CNG, diesel and electricity. It can compete with all of those fuels and provide a low-cost source of energy. And so the development of the network across the Baltic region was seen to be supporting land-based demand as well as the shipping industry, and that boosted the economics substantially. We have a model of how such a network can develop in Norway, which has received government support. Again, no gas grid present, and we've seen the development of a large number, maybe 50 or more, small LNG import facilities which can provide gas to local industry and commerce around the Norwegian coastline. So there's a model there for the transshipment and further distribution of LNG as a fuel. It's been demonstrated that technically and economically it can work. And we can expect in the years ahead that similar developments could be seen in the Mediterranean area, particularly in areas like Sardinia or the Western Balkans, where the gas grid is not available.